Hello and welcome along to episode 19 of A View from Section C. Senior is here. No baseball cap this week.
No baseball cap this week.
No
Nice
apparel
haircut.
this week.
Nice
But
haircut. Yes. Nice shave. Wedding tomorrow. Glasgow. Got to look the business.
Well, yeah, because Mum will show you up if you don't at least make an effort.
Well, obviously. Notice, no big headphones either.
No big headphones. So Larzos went down the young trend now and got himself some AirPods.
I'm in with the young team with the AirPods.
So he's looking a bit younger today. Shaven head, trimmed beard, AirPods in, but still is about the age of 65 near enough.
No, that was the year I was born.
Oh, sorry, year you were born. So I thought it was your age. Yeah. Okay, so action-packed week in the Stars Nation. Now, we do have a slight apology to make beforehand. We did forget to preview one game, which was our midweek game. There's that many crammed in the last, 3-4 weekends of the season, Lar, that we're starting to lose track on who we're playing, when we're playing, and trying to catch up with these COVID-postponed games. So, apologies we're going to preview it.
It's that bad. You've got to look at a fixture list now. Before you just knew. You just knew you were playing.
But that was back in the day when it was just, we played Solway Saturday, Fife Sunday, the occasional Whitley Bay game maybe thrown in there. But yeah, so we do have a big review. We've got 4 games to review. Our triple header, away at the Devils, away at the Clan, and at home at the Flyers. Sorry, away at the Flyers, and then at home to the Nottingham Panthers as well. So, first game came up. Obviously, no Adam Morrison last weekend due to injury again. So, obviously, maybe still a niggle from his first injury. So, we go to Cardiff. A couple of guys down. Obviously, no Rutkiss either now. But a 7-1 loss for the Stars on Friday night. Cole Sanford, 7-13. Justin Crandall in the power play at 13:46. Crandall again just for the end of the first period at 18:53. We got one back on the board in the second period. The only goal through Philippe Songe, assisted by Timmy Lattinen at 26:09. And then a 4-goal period. Trevor Cox, 41 away. Rory Reid, 45-20.
Yeah, don't mention the next one. Don't even mention
the goal at 55-14. And then a power play goal by Cole Sanford at 58-20. We will not mention the Dick who scored the 6th one. But yeah, from what I've heard, we weren't actually that bad. It's just one of those games. If you hit Cardiff on a game where they're going to score a load of goals, we need to be scoring goals ourselves. 7-1.
Friday night in Cardiff's not the greatest, is it?
No. You don't even have the opportunity to stay. Well, you could stay over on the Thursday night, but then you're hanging about all day on the Friday. Whereas if you play the Friday night, you'd maybe stay over for the Saturday game, or vice versa for Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. It's a different one. But
for me, and I know we shouldn't look at things like this. Like you get a free hit at teams, right? For me, that was a free hit on Friday night. If we got someone out it, great. For me, the whole weekend was based on the Clan and the Flyers. That was it. If we came out of Cardiff with someone brilliant, we've come out with a 7-1 pumping. Hey ho.
Yeah. So
bad day to all of us.
We just want to move on for Cardiff then.
Bad day to all of us. Is the changing goalie? Is it disrupted? Has it not disrupted? Who knows?
Yeah. Depends on when they knew when Mo was out. It might happen that the Thursday night, possibly the Friday morning. And Dr. Linda might have said, nope, he's not fit. So it might have scuppered the game plan. We don't know. But 7-1 loss going into Saturday. To be honest, I was fearing the worst after getting hiding. But there's nothing better than absolutely beating this lot, especially in Braehead.
I can love it.
So Clan went 1-0 up in the second period through Brock Bukaboom. Again, fantastic name, just to pity he plays for Clan at 38-54. Sebastian Bengtsson at 55-51, assisted by Philippe Songe. And then the best celebration of the season for a goal from Mr. Charlie Combs, 50 seconds into overtime, assisted by Benson and Poirier. Charlie Combs, what a fucking hero.
Yeah, outstanding. Absolute. We've spoke about top class shithousery last season, right?
Yeah.
That has now made the number one spot on shithousery. Without a doubt. Fantastic.
It's just...
And it would be, what would be good if we knew if he pre-planned it or did it just happen?
I think he's just done it. I think he's just clicked at the spur of the moment, because you actually see Starrett's stick kind of gives him a wee tug, like as he skates past, because I think he's diving out. So it's like gives him a wee tug, and it's like he's if to say, "Hey, I'm going to dive here." Like it's absolutely phenomenal. It was the same with Lundvald. Mind with the goal no goal with Toby up at Dundee.
Yes.
It was a clear goal and it was a no goal because we never had the technology working. And then he skates past Toby, giving him the no goal sign when he scored the winner in Braehead a few years back. So there's nothing but an absolute love of selling pisses people off. Braehead fans were raging.
And let's be honest, so they would be, and so they should be, because I'll tell you, if that happened at Dundee, you'd be absolutely raging.
Yeah.
You'd be raging. But great result, considering what we came off a 7-1 doing in Cardiff, to turn it round, and after going 1-0 down, and then the game was getting select and later, and I must admit, I was fearing the worst. I didn't think we were going to pull it back. When we pulled it back, I thought, it's okay. We've got a point.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy we've got a point. But then to come back 50 seconds in, it's like it's 2 goals in 5 minutes. That's what it works out at. But Benson, I said it to Hockey Grand at the Nottingham game. He has just turned right into Martin Vita now.
Yeah.
He could do everything.
Tremendous bit of skill.
Yeah.
Tremendous bit of skill.
He absolutely he ripped the piss out of them, absolutely ripped the piss out of them. And it's lovely to watch.
Oh yeah.
Lovely to watch. You can watch that all day.
Lovely
to watch.
But so again, him on the score sheet again though.
It's ridiculous.
Obviously he chipped in again last night. Sorry, not last night, on Wednesday. But he's now tied 4th for top goal scorer of the season. It's something like 6 points behind our boy Pikanich. And when you look at Pikanich's stats, I think Pikanic's got about 4 short-handed goals and 2 extra power play goals compared to Seb. There's your 6 goals straight away, the special team, but in 5-on-5 hockey potentially. Seb's just as good as him. 2 points. Happy days.
Oh, definitely.
Going into Fife, expecting 2 points. And we come up with a 4-3 loss. Now, I think the scoreline flatters us in the end with 2 late goals.
I think it does,
Christian Blumenschein, 23:03, put them 1-0 up. A short-handed goal from Jacob Benson at 28:53. Now, we will get a review on these goals in a second. Obviously, we weren't at the game, but one of our special guests for today, one of the many unwashed from Fife, is going to join us and have a chat about some of these goals and can maybe shed a light or two about the breathing goal that some people were going on about. Philippe Songe pulled one back, assisted by Connor Sills and Dryden Dow at 31:54. And then, 6 minutes later, it's a power play goal from Peacock, 37:44, 49:04, power play goal again, Matt Carter, and then 2 late goals from us, 58:54 and 59:54, Spencer Dorwich and Philippe Songe. I think scoring's flattered us there, 2 late goals, but I think now's maybe a good time to bring in our guest. So welcome to Hockey Laura.
Guys.
For everyone that's newer. For us oldies, as I've already had a bit of a discussion with her, Duffy is here. We need to get that back again. We need to get that.
I know. Well, it depends how old you are. It depends how long you've been around hockey.
that goes back to the days of the hockey forum, does it?
That's true.
Yeah.
Hockey forum and the Scottish hockey forum when we had one.
Yeah.
But
going back that far, you two must have been about 8-year-old or something when we done that. The hockey forum. You must have been. You must have been bairns.
So
my first season I was 11.
There you go.
I'm trying to think.
And you're what? 62 now.
61.
Well, Stars won the playoffs when the actual hockey forum was set up, kind of about that time. So I'm trying to think, what year was that? 2004, 2005 season. So I think maybe the year before that, 03, 04. So trying to do quick maths in my head. I would be about 11, 12 as well, yeah.
I mean, when we first started going, like it was my 11th birthday that weekend, and we'd started going, and we were B&L then, obviously, and it was we were playing Paisley. It was a Saturday night in Kirkcaldy against Paisley, and the likes of Plusey, Edmondson, Morris, all those boys were playing, between both squads, and that was it. I was hooked after that. That was a brawly game at a typical Paisley team back then.
Aye, yeah, but yeah, looking more recently, how was that Flyers Stars game on Sunday past?
Do you know what? I didn't expect it. I didn't expect us to get the result. I thought that we would play hard with being at home, but I thought you would have too much for us with the position that you are in compared to what we are. But we come out and kept it pretty simple. You had a lot of power play opportunities, couldn't find the net. We done a very good kill, but your power play wasn't clicking at all, and that made a big difference. A big difference.
I said earlier on the season with Fife, they very much have that. They're still they're better than kind of any Edinburgh team that was at the bottom of the table. Still, I would never say they're as bad as any of the Caps teams. And sorry, Darryl, if you're listening, didn't moan at us for it, but Fife play very much an Edinburgh game now, where if they get that lead, they maybe go 1-0 up, they can afford. They'll sit back and they'll just defend their arses off.
Yeah,
and hope that they can maybe get a break and get a fast break 2-on-1 or something and try and chip in and get another goal. But was that the case on Sunday that he's got in front and it was?
You did have a lot of possession. Obviously, the power plays. Obviously, you're going to have possession the majority of the time, but obviously we've got Owen who we rely on massively every night. Every game, and then he keeps us in it. So, like, even if you have got pressure for, the good first 5, 6, 7 minutes a game, he's faced maybe 6 or 7 shots, chances are we can go the other way and score. Just because we kept it solid back there. And, he's obviously a rock back there for us. It keeps us in it. So, he's a
game changer, is he? An absolute game changer. You get somebody like that. And, like, we've seen Owen long enough. I actually think he enjoys it.
Yeah,
I think he enjoys. I think he enjoys being, maybe not as overworked as what he gets, but I think he enjoys getting worked because it keeps his mind going all the time.
Yeah.
And if the longer he could keep them out, I think the confidence and the rest of the Flyers team just begins to build and build and build.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's never going to be bored, put it that way.
No, definitely not.
He's some of the saves over a weekend has been ridiculous, like well over 100 shots in some of the 3-game weekends. I mean, for any goaltender, that's a hell of a lot of shots to be facing.
And you say that you have got Shane on, but you might know him for very much longer with the rumours of Panthers away to sign him for the playoffs.
We were speaking about this before, when you issues getting on. We were speaking about this. I never knew this rule was there. I got a message for your Robo today asking if I'd heard it. And he told me, and I thought, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So really,
again, it's a rule for the big team, is it?
Yeah. Any of the teams that are going to go through are basically now getting a shot at Owen, Matt Ginn, and the other guy that I can't say his name. Batshuayi or whatever his name.
Yeah. He's actually a pretty good goalie, actually.
Yeah. Any of the teams in the playoffs, if their import goalie's injured, they're getting a crack at that.
Yeah.
You got 3 boys there.
And that's the thing, though. If Mo's out for the playoffs, that mean we can go after Shane Owen.
Well, that's what we were saying. That's what we were saying.
You never know. Maybe
the rumor was he'd already signed for us,
and
then changed his mind and went back to Fife.
I hope that's when he draws a line and says no. But I can see him going to Nottingham.
That's
then the club can't be saying no to funds that obviously we're desperately needing with the situation that we've been in. So the guy's going to go and play hockey for another few games, maybe get a shout at somehow, and then all the best.
I think it happened before. There was somebody. Was it no Hull? Was it no somebody David Hull had signed, or was it no Fife with the guy David Brown? Was it David Brown?
Yeah, well, we obviously had him, and he was at Hull.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Hull goalie originally, and then we signed him. But it's an interesting, interesting thing to come to light. Put it that way.
Yeah, and because did it not happen in Nottingham when they signed Kevin Quick for the playoffs? Kevin Quick came back for China for the playoffs and won the playoffs with them. Again, for me, it's just it's a rule for the big team to keep them competing and a chance of winning.
To be fair, Nottingham's one of the teams who's been struggling. They're no.
It's great, is it? But we'll touch on that in a minute or two.
I must admit, I disagree with it, but I can understand why it happens. A goalie is a specialised position. But it doesn't matter. Like, it's a specialised position. You've got a backup, right?
Yeah.
What happens if Nottingham? What happens if it was Sheffield? They've got 2 imports. Let's say Big Rock gets injured. Do they get to sign Shane Owen to play alongside Brust? They've got a Brit there. He's your backup. You play him, and then to me, you could go out and sign any British goalie. But then they can't be going out signing probably one of the best netminders in the league.
Well, we're saying, like, obviously, we were talking off camera that we were talking about Priest coming in for yous.
Yeah.
Look at how impressive he has been. And the boy's been given a chance, chucked in at the deep end. Well, he's got his 3 games.
Yep.
So, what,
Yep. No, without a doubt.
Maybe quarterfinals or whatever for Nottingham, but, who's to say that, guys like yourself, you want to go with what's working there now?
Aye. Me personally, I'd just go and sign Stephen Murphy. I wouldn't care about anybody else. Just go and bring Murph back and win the playoffs with Murph.
What does it mean?
Speaking of, what will you say?
No, I was about to say, like, if you think about it, right? When it comes into the playoffs, Shane Owen becomes a free agent. So, and he's in Britain, so he could play. They're saying that you can't sign another player from another league. But what happens if the goalie from another league is actually a free agent? Could they go and sign him?
Yeah, probably.
We should go after Bacala.
Yeah. There you go.
Or let's give Rio a shout.
Yeah.
Rio will still be sharp as attack.
Yep.
But yeah, speaking of Nottingham and being pish this year, let's bring up Wednesday night's game. So an 8-3 victory for the Stars. Christophe Boivin at 6:28. Not very often we get the quick fire goal to answer back teams, but Philippe Sonch at 7:47, assisted by Desjardins. Desjardins then jumped in with a goal at 10:47. He then scored again at 14:27 on the power play. Dylan Lawrence with another absolute laser in 16:39.
Yeah, and I'm going to stop you right there. Look at the second assist.
I know.
He's done it.
He done everything but score on Wednesday. But we're
young
boy Cali Robertson getting in there. Spencer Dorowich with a short-handed goal at 23:59. Philippe Sonch with his second at 28:46. Matthew Toussignon. Sorry, getting confused with that. Pussy shout again with him at 40:25. Charlie Combs on the power play at 44:19. Jeremy Walsh on the power play at 45:38. Then Sebastian Bennington rounding things off at 50:09 to give the Stars an 8-3 victory. And I think, to be honest with
you, and then Kevin Massey gets his ties.
Kevin Massey gets his. Was that who it was? I didn't even notice who it was. It got his tatties.
I thought it was Massey.
I was taking the piss out of him for his first name potentially being Chris and being Christmassy. I was thinking,
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. This is a shite you have to put up with on this. I'm telling you.
God, we should come with a warning for any guests that there will be poor banter at all costs on this stream. But yeah, no, I didn't realise it was him. I noticed a lot of Nottingham fans saying that there was barely any punches landed or no punches landed. And Kyle Haas just wrestled him to the ground. He just had a takedown. But I think Kyle Haas kind of pretty much punched him to the ground. Forced him.
The head fans were trying to say the same last week, weren't they?
Exactly,
I know, eh? The Stevens thing. I was like, come on, eh?
I think once.
Right, okay.
Once he gets the left hand free, that's it. There's nobody winning a fight with Haas. Once he gets that left hand going, nobody winning a fight.
I don't think if he has any hand free, I don't think anyone's going to win a fight. I genuinely, I'm not just saying it because he's part of the Stars, but he genuinely is the toughest guy in the league. Him and Louis have still to have a proper fight. You know, they had that little kind of tussle and they threw maybe one or two each, not a lot landed. He broke his finger. Haas went off and got his knuckles wrapped a little bit. But yeah, like I genuinely think he is the toughest guy in the league. I don't think there's anyone could
I'm actually just delighted that he tweeted me back after I tweeted that he was disappointed because he never gave it the guns as he went off.
And then Billy, I know, and then Billy McGuinness comes in and says, "Yeah, you owe us another season for that." Without a doubt, he should be the first boy signed up for the Stars next year. He should be announced now to get season ticket sales going.
Definitely.
Him and Combs.
Him, Combs and Benson. And Dorowicz. Songe.
Desjardins. You know what? You could probably bring back the majority of the team next year, eh? But
Panthers.
Much deserved win.
I'm not caring what they say about the Panthers' backup. Right now, he was poor. He was poor.
Few goals, yeah.
But the boys in front of him weren't very much better.
Nah. You look at the chance. I think the Stars put up a video of the chances that they had on their Facebook story, and he makes the save, and then the D-man clears it out to Songe right in front of the goal, who then takes a shot and it's blocked, and the guy tries to clear it again. It goes to another one of our players could get a shot up and goal. And you're like, fucking comedy ever! Like you were just waiting on the Benny Hill theme music coming on. Yeah. Honestly, they're brutal. I don't know how they're sitting fourth. They're brutal.
The thing is, as well, is obviously the Nottingham fans are crying out for obviously changes and things like that because they're so unused to it. Like, it's all new to them. And they're used to being that team that's challenging or there or thereabouts, and now they've been so far off it this season.
Yep.
Like, they're like, oh, wait, actually, we are looking brutal here. Like, what we're going to do about it.
Yeah. And it's funny because Darryl was tweeting about it, saying that, you know, they were the first ones to complain about Edinburgh getting pumped. All the time, and now look, you know, that was 8-3 from us, 10-4 at home to Coventry, pumped for Sheffield the week before. So
that is not just the backup's fault. These results, that's not his. That is not solely on him. They were getting beaten in games anyway. They're a poor side.
Yeah, they are.
But it's lovely to see. It's lovely to see.
Yeah, it's very much. It's. I'd feel very much the same if it was Sheffield in this position. The two most entitled teams in the league, closely followed by our Scottish friends.
Yes.
Very much entitled.
Those from the West Coast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very entitled. Yeah. But it's, you know what? It doesn't matter how much money you spend on individuals. They've got to come as a team.
It just makes it all the sweeter when you beat them.
Oh, definitely.
That's the way I see it, Ken. They can sit and they can buy every player possible that they want, but at the end of the day, if you could beat them, great. Makes it all the better.
Yeah.
And it's the thing. No, you go.
I've said it previously as well. Like teams like the Dundee and Fife, win your home games. Win at your home games and just see how much you could pick up on the road, especially against the bigger teams. But it is when they come up, you have to make it as intimidating and as difficult. So they didn't like it. They don't like it. And to me, it's this sort of self-entitlement that, we should just come into your rink and we should just stroll through this. We should just roll over you. How dare you shout at us?
Yeah.
How are you shouting? We're entitled to come here and win. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're going to win in our building. You're going to have to work for it. And if you didn't work, you're getting an absolute pumping.
And that's very much you like see your McNally's and your register in that. They hate it. They absolutely hate it. Toussaint, honestly, I honestly thought he was going to start. I thought he was going to start greeting on Wednesday that he got that much abuse. And then it's as if to say, I can't really come back with anything because we're pish. Like, I can't even shut you up on the scoreline because we're shit. I
think that a lot of the new guys to the league get a shock. Like, when they go into places like Dundee and Fife, they're like, wait a minute, this isn't what I signed up to. Like, what's happening here? The crowd's right in my back. I'm getting shouted at left, right, and centre. Like, I'm meant to be just playing hockey here.
Yeah.
And winning the game.
We give them shit, but it's even more so in Fife with you right behind them.
Yeah.
And there's no plexi. You're right on top of them. You know, there's been pints thrown on people from there.
Obviously, at that time,
I'm pretty sure that's your section. I'm pretty sure that's your section as well. So.
I got the viewpoint of it, put it that way.
That's how you're on the podcast on the webcast now. So there's trouble. Get her in a box and keep her there.
The thing is, I keep going over at the end of like the first period and that to see all the guys check further and all that, and they're all like, "Can bugger off back on the other side. They want you here." There's been some incidents, put it that way, over the years down there for sure.
Yeah. Larzo, you know about incidents in that section, Fife.
No.
Laura might even been at that game.
No. What? Just the one? Just the one. Just the one incident.
Yourself, Mike, a couple other boys.
That was when Larzo's 5XL goalie top became 9XL when that many folk were hauling him back.
Again, what it seems to be when I sit aside parents of the players, Mark McGill in Barra, Ross McIntosh in Barra. What does that tell you? It's no me. It's them. It's no me.
Tony McCloskey.
I know it. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
When I sit aside players' parents and that, somehow I seem to be the guy that's got to go and fight their battles.
Well, luckily, Quinn O'Brien's parents were sitting in another section on Wednesday, so they never sat beside me. So you might have been in bother then as well. But much needed points for the Stars on Wednesday after losing to Fife. I think, to be honest with you, I think we would have expected, no, not that self-entitlement that Braehead have got, but I think we would have expected to beat Fife and possibly lost to Nottingham or took something from the game in Nottingham, so it kind of balanced out. But looking at the standings, so sorry, Laura, to see that.
Yeah, score my eyes here.
You know what? I maybe should have just cut it off at number 8 or something, just so you never seen it. But
they're the strongest team in the league.
Absolutely.
Yeah, having everyone up. Yep. But Stars back up to 6th place after 4 out of the 8, 50% over the 4 games. 47 points. 1 point behind Coventry again, level on games. A point ahead of Guildford with a game in hand, and 2 points ahead of Glasgow. I think for me that's the biggest thing, is getting a wee bit of breathing space. Although it's only one game, still got a breathing space between us and Glasgow. And then the even bigger breathing space between us and Manchester in 9th, so 7 points ahead with a game in hand.
So how many games do we play in a season?
Was it 54? 56? No, it must be more than that, because we've still got another triple header plus the 2 games, so 5 games. So what's that?
54.
Look how many times.
54. 54. 54. So, because you get what I was saying last week about being the ultimate pessimist. I was still like, oh, we've not made it yet. But Sheffield done me a favour by pumping Manchester. Manchester are at 40 points. We're at 47.
Yeah.
So I think if we get,
I think
if we get another one win.
Yeah, I think it's 1 win.
2 points.
And
2 points
qualified.
we're there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, looking a little better again. We were in 7th place at the podcast this time last week, but back up to 6th.
And we could finish 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know.
We could finish any place.
Get 5th though. We need to get 5th though.
Definitely.
We want Nottingham. Definitely want Panthers.
Panthers and Shane Owen. How good would that be? Knocking the Panthers and the Flyers goalie out of the playoffs.
There you go.
Some sort of small redemption for the year we won the conference and we got pumped at home on the telly. But a preview then, double header against the Flyers. And obviously that's why we have our special guest on. Laura, for me, right, this is where I think about it. Flyers have got, obviously they can't qualify for playoffs now after results during the week and at the weekend. So you guys have got absolutely nothing to play for other than pride. So you can go out and cause the upsets, go and start beating teams and just not really give a damn about getting the win or the loss. You still want to win for the fans, obviously. You still want to win for your pride, but there's nothing to really play for. So do you think they'll, is that what you're thinking they'll be like, that nothing to play for, so let's just go for it?
Do you know what? See, over the last sort of 2-3 weeks, I would say that's what's been happening.
Okay.
It almost comes across to us, or comes across to me. Me and Beam were talking about it. That the guys have kind of went, right, the chances are we're not making these playoffs. Like, we can't get the teams are. You guys had too many games still to play. The teams above us for you not to at least get some wins together. So we're not going to catch us. But they started playing. They started playing for the fans, I would say. Obviously, a tough season, especially at home and low crowds and all that. And it was important that they started to get some points at home and just to get some wins, just to try and get fans back through the door. Now we've been seeing just season ticket holders and very little paying, which is, yourselves, it's not exactly what you want at all.
Yeah.
No, it's a massive, massive difference for the small budget clubs that we are. With you saying that kind of about the attendances and stuff, we were 13, nearly 1,400 on Wednesday for our midweek game.
We were just talking about that.
That's unreal for us. So it goes to show that the absolute kind of turnaround between us and Fife, where it was Fife that would be getting that normally, and us maybe at about 800, 900s.
I've never seen crowds so bad.
Yeah.
And the Elite League, and obviously we watched through SNL and IAL, whatever you want to call it. We watched all that, but in Elite League, like the poorest crowds we've had.
Yeah. So obviously, Shannon's stepdad goes with our wee brother, and they're even saying it. They've sent pictures and stuff, and even we've been like, wow, it's empty, and it's usual sections that are usually full. That's the worrying thing, the bits where everyone crams into. Yeah, it's and even some of the diehards have stopped going.
Yeah.
Laura, what do you think's causing it? Is it the club? Is it the results? Is it a bit of mixture of both that's caused this?
I think it's a mixture, to be honest with you. I think we obviously had the fans forum with the directors before COVID, because we were already seeing the club kind of going the way that we didn't want to see it going. And then, crowds weren't as good and stuff like that. We obviously got the points across to the directors, fan engagement's got to be better. But at that point, we didn't have a supporters club. We were struggling on the travelling side of things. Match day experience wasn't as good. Several things were wrong.
Yeah.
And then since then, they have made short, small progressions, and it's hard because you can see that there is stuff going on behind the scenes, but then there's still that connection's lost, and it's that lack of. Sometimes it's a lack of professionalism. Sometimes maybe being behind the times. But obviously, the things with the webcast and things like that, we only just got them to start streaming the Scottish games because, well, the long and short of it, fans weren't coming.
Yeah.
So it wasn't going to make any difference if you put the webcast on, because you were still going to be making money, because the people that don't travel to Fife were likely to buy the webcast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So they were still getting money to the club, which obviously is important. I think maybe Muir seen how low the attendances were and went, aye, right, okay, because I'm not going to be doing myself any harm here, because the crowds are so low.
Yeah. Well, at least your caffee's better than Dundee's.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That's the only good thing everyone goes on about. It's the chili and the chicken curry with chips.
Yeah. Obviously, like the coaching, obviously the coaching staff's been in there.
Yeah.
Several years now.
Do you think that's a change you need though?
Personally, to get fans back in the building, I can't see them doing it any other way.
Yeah. Watch what you say, because I know Hutch listens into this, so
yeah. Boy's already got his issues with me by the sounds of it, but you know, hey,
okay.
He's not. He'll chirp and he thinks I'm negative, and I wasn't being negative, but it seems that he took it that way. Maybe he's a guy that's hurting as well. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, he's a boy that's been around hockey a long time, and he's had success in this league. Ken, he's had a conference for you guys, had a conference with us, and obviously he's trying with the fans' engagement. He's obviously
seen that on Twitter a lot.
Yeah, he came out on Twitter and he's trying to get the contact, and he's trying to get, I think he's emailed fans back and stuff that sent in what they thought that, you know, was wrong. And I said today, actually I tweeted today just saying, like, a lot of these things were said back at the directors' meeting. But if it maybe takes somebody like Hutchie, who's got more say-so within the club, to go and say to the directors again, look, this is the situation, this is what they're looking for, to try and get fans back to the door. Because you guys know it as much as I do. There's plenty of fans out there that want to be.
Oh, definitely.
Yep.
And I'll be honest with you. See for me with Fife, I want a strong Fife team in the league. It's maybe a strange statement coming from a Dundee fan.
Only if it didn't beat one.
Obviously, but I didn't want my rivalry to be Glasgow.
No.
I want my rivalry to be Fife.
Yeah.
I want it to be Fife. And we'll go back to the BNL days. Yeah. Some of the games in the BNL days were outstanding, but there was a rivalry.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was a real rivalry. Even going into the Elite League, there was a rivalry. We had bench clearances, we had mass brawl, we had everything. And that's what you were.
You went and you were, see, for lunchtime on the day of the game, you were nervous.
Yeah.
And there was butterflies. You wanted to beat them. You wanted to get them stuck right in about them. You wanted somebody to nail somebody. Like, we didn't get those feelings anymore because it's just not there. I think a lot of it.
Just to translate that for Glasgow fans, that somebody hit somebody.
Somebody hit somebody.
Like, you know, it's just not there anymore. And I think a lot of it is obviously teams maybe players are in and out season after season. There's not many guys that hang around too long now.
Yeah. And I think where we've succeeded this year is on our play, and maybe even last year, is with player recruitment, because like Fife, Dundee have got, it's a quick turnover of players. Yeah. Very, very rarely do players stay, certainly Dundee, longer than maybe a year, 2 years maximum, and then they're shipped out, or they'll move on to maybe bigger and better things. But you look at somebody like my mate Robert Dowd. All the years he's been at Sheffield, right? You look at guys like that stay at the same club year in, year out. Yeah. Why does it happen? Yeah. How does it never happen in Dundee and Fife? I can understand it if they're going to bigger and better leagues, but some of them are not doing it. Some of them, it's a short career they've got.
It comes down to your money, though. It comes down to your money if the bigger teams down south, does it?
I think it depends as well, though. If you've got heart for one of the clubs, I mean, again, I'm going back to BNL days and stuff. But somebody like Stevie King, who played his whole career in Fife, he had options to go elsewhere, but no, he wanted to stay with his home club. He wanted to stay where his family was, and that was his dedication, was to that club, and he was tremendous for us.
Yep. And you look at it from a Dundee point of view as well, like John Dolan and even Paddy Lockie. You know, okay, he's an import, but he came in and he had that first, like, obviously his first year at Dundee was the year we started. but he's been here ever since. He had, remember, on the again, coming back to the old hockey forum, the rumours at the end of the season, Lockett to Guildford. Paddy Lockett to Guildford. Every season, and he never ever did it. He always stayed here, and then obviously subsequently opened up restaurants, and it's the best Italian in Dundee. Don Michelle on the Perth Road. Hint, hint, anybody wants to go for an Italian. But yeah, like, it's true. You know, people do get that kind of love for the club. And Jeff Marshall as well, another one. He was here for a year and fell in love with the club and came back in the SNL Celtic Cup days and had that year in the Elite League and everything as well. So, yeah.
I think, obviously, as well, like, to give, like, credit to Dutz and Hutch, like, they were left so late before they were allowed to start signing guys. I mean, for many coaches, that was a difficult turnaround to get a team together. But given that much short notice, obviously, I get that Muir, you know, he's old school and he wants to bide his time and see what was happening, but with COVID-wise, but obviously it was like, like we've got a game, we've got a league going. Right, boys, you'll need to get a team together awfully quickly, and you know, and it put us on the back foot right from the word go, Ken.
Yeah,
I think I must admit you do have some good player. The guy, is it McNicholas? Is that his name? Is it Michael Michael McNicholas? He's a player, like he's a good player. I rate him like.
He's a skillful guy. He's obviously our top point scorer by far. And he is a cracking player. Obviously, we brought in Blumenschein, who's obviously he's not a big defender, but he's pretty solid. Like he's a good player. And then McGee as well is another one we brought in late. But again, he's another one. He's another one that's got some talent in there. I quite like him too.
Yeah,
he's also not got very much hair. What is going on with that haircut of his, Laura?
McGee's.
Honest to God, he's got like a full head of hair here, but then he's just got like a big hole in the middle of it.
Yeah, I don't know if you mind Podge Turnbull. He was like
vaguely
hair down here, and massive sideburns, and then nothing on the top.
Honestly, somebody should tell Tits McGee just shave it, mate. Just shave it. Honestly, it's not a good look. When he went with McNally in Cardiff, it wasn't a pretty look on his head on that camera, especially the light in it in Cardiff's arena. It's just pure white. It wasn't a pretty for him, but yeah.
I don't know who's got the worst hairdo, whether it's him or Paul McGowan at Dundee FC.
Toss up one who's actually got more hair.
Not the same barber, also.
But
what are you thinking this weekend, Laura? What are you expecting and what are you thinking?
I'm going one each. I'm going home wins as we're talking about. I think I can't see us doing much up in your barn on Sunday night. And obviously, I hope that the boys can play the way they played, obviously, last Sunday at home against you. And obviously, I'm sure you're a more rested team now coming into this weekend than you were last weekend, playing 3-3. I'd be happy if we split the points, put it that way. Well, happy if we got 4, but I can't see it.
No, I think for me, I think we are going to split it again. I think it's going to be again home wins. What am I expecting? I'm expecting 4 points from them, from Stars. Again, and it's just purely because Fife are that bottom of the league team, and the way we can play, the way we played on Wednesday, the way we played in Glasgow, although it was only a 2-1 overtime victory, the way we played was seemingly we were dominant at times. That Coventry game up here the other week, that performance, that gives us a 4-point weekend. So I'm expecting 4 points, but I think it'll be a split.
I mean, it'll be an interesting weekend.
Yeah, certainly will. Me, I'm probably thinking the same as you guys. I think it'll be home splits, but I think it'll be Fife will win in overtime in Fife, and I think we'll take it in regulation time at Dundee, and I'd be happy with 3 points.
So I was actually thinking a 3-1 win for Fife on Saturday, and then a 5-2 win for us on Sunday. That's where I was going with that one.
Get a fiver on it at the bookies.
I know, What's your odds?
But
I think the worry for us is we've got to score early in Fife. I think we've got to get on top of Fife. We have to get in early. We have to get a couple of early goals. Maybe not Shane's confidence a wee bit. Instead of letting them settle into the game. The longer we go without scoring, then Shane will get more confident, Fife will get more confident, and I think that could maybe cause us a wee bit of trouble. But I would take you didn't take a defeat, but I would take a point, and then 2 points at the home games.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Obviously, special teams came into play. Obviously, at the weekend at us. So you'll be looking at, depends what happens in that situation as well. If Fife can keep the kill and use our, no fighting that power play, then it can make a big difference in the game as well. Obviously, it was 2 late goals you'd scored, Ken. It was just a case of switching off there towards the end. But
and it does depend.
It was a 4-1 game.
It definitely depends on who the officials are, especially with us and we're diving. You never know.
To be fair, that Cole Maselli was one of the best things I've seen.
You
weren't on camera at that point when we were speaking about it. Yeah, it was tremendous, was it?
Top class shithousery, is it? We speak about shithousery every week, and that has now just went straight in at number 1. Like,
obviously, it comes up. It comes up on the Twitter feed for the official page, And I'm like, I scored the game. I'll just have we watch this. And I was like, oh my word. I was like, the Braehead fans are going to lose their shit and the Dundee fans are going to be delighted.
See, the thing is, Laura, the Clan official Twitter feed, they actually started this, right? Because they started getting on about the sort of the diving and all that stuff. And it was April Fools and all this stuff. And it sort of kicked it off. And then I think when we won, and then the Stars have then tweeted back, diving into 6th place, and then it's just on loop. It's just combs going.
You know what it is? It's the fact that it's like they're trying to drum up a rivalry for Glasgow. It's like they're trying to feel a part of something up here because they've not got the rivalry with anyone yet, really.
No.
It's us two. It's Dundee and Fife. That's always been the main rivalry. They're trying to get that rivalry going with which they should because they're a Scottish team. But it doesn't even. I don't really feel a rivalry with Braehead at all. Like I felt more with Edinburgh than I did with Braehead.
I always thought, like, from a Dundee fan's perspective, our rivalry is Fife.
Yeah.
For Fife, I always thought was Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's probably more animosity between Fife and Glasgow than what there is between Fife and Dundee now.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. I would agree, to be honest with you. They're now, and the way things have been over the last couple of seasons and things like that, but as I say, it takes away that rivalry from before of having the guys that are around the league, that have been around the teams and they know what's going on. Obviously, guys like Barry McKenzie and Jimmy Isaacs and guys like that, obviously they've been around. But all your import guys they're in and out. They're not bothered. Half them are they're no fuss. They're just there to play some hockey, win some games. Doesn't matter what team they're playing. But there's a lot of the old boys were like, oh, wait a minute. I'm geared up for this. We're playing, Dundee.
You know what? It's funny as well because I was speaking about the Comets and the Tigers rivalry the other week. We went to see their game and, young Jack Henderson threw one of the Comets cagers and threw the goal after the whistle. And there was just a penalty called. There was nothing done. Nothing happened. Nobody went after him. Nothing. And I was like, and then you see them during the game. They're having a laugh and a cuddle and all that. And I was like, guys like, and Laura, you'll know as well. Guys like Billy Hogg and stuff. Yeah. If they were playing, that wouldn't happen. He would have answered for that, regardless if how old the guy was that done it, and if he's an older guy. It's the rivalry should be there. It's the two Dundee teams that the fans. Okay, I think it's more the Tigers fans and the Comets fans. The Tigers fans hate the Comets based on their affiliation with the Stars and stuff. But yeah, I don't feel like there's any real rivalry in hockey anymore.
I don't think I don't think you've got those niggly players either. So I went and watched the Kestrels and Comets a couple of weeks ago with the Kestrels obviously winning the league in Kirkcaldy. And
don't speak about that on this show and all their shithousery to try and win that league. That's unbelievable. Reporting an under 18 for not being registered. An under 18.
What's that?
Honestly.
But no, in the case of niggly players, like obviously they were playing and Robbie Summers of all players who came on from shift. The goalie had covered up. Robbie goes in and gives the wee defender just a shudder into his goalie as if to say, like, I'm here. Like, just that niggly enough to just get a reaction.
Yep.
You didn't even see that now for guys.
No.
Like, there's not even a wee, just a wee nig after the play or anything.
That's because Connolly's been out all season.
But
he's probably the only boy that does it. Like,
yeah.
But Laura's right. There's in these teams now. You've no got these guys. There's guys. See when Dundee playing Fife, right? And we'll probably see it tomorrow. They normally do it before the game, especially before the home game. The Stars players are on, and they're trying to build the game up. And they'll get an interview, and they're saying, "Oh, you can still get tickets, and it's the big rivalry game against Fife," and they're building it up. When you go the opposite way, maybe it might be wrong, but Laura will be able to tell it. Do the Fife players do that? As their social media with the Fife players saying, get up, we've got our big rivalry against Dundee this weekend. We need you up here to Saturday. It's not there, eh?
No. And it's a big problem, and I think what it is not for folk no one to try and do that.
Yeah.
It's that communication and that bond between the team or the management side of things and the volunteers and folk trying to get stuff out there.
Yeah.
And obviously keep working on it.
Yeah. See, from us, Pasha's been here a while now.
Yeah.
And I think Pasha gets it now. I think Pasha really does get it that we've got a rivalry with Fife and we do not get beat for Fife. And he'll build it and he'll install it. Dryden Dow's another one that's been there. He'll install it as well. Yeah.
Again, he's a guy that's been around. He's been around now for a few seasons. He knows what it's all about. Yeah. And then guys like from our end, you've only really got Jimmy Isaacs.
Yeah.
He's the only one about.
And even then, Laura, he used to play at Dundee.
Exactly.
And same with Baz. Baz is the same. Baz has played for both clubs as well, eh? And you're relying on these guys to say, look, we need to beat this lot. And the new guy will be like, didn't you used to play for these guys?
Yeah.
And they're like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter.
No.
Yeah. So
But I think we're all going with a split this weekend.
Yeah.
Home wins.
Yeah, looks like it.
Home wins.
Looks like it.
Hopefully we can sit here next week, Laura, when she's not here and rip the piss out of her for beating both games.
I was thinking about it the day that we were getting Laura on, right? We've had two guests.
Both Fifers.
Both Fifers.
See, you love us, really.
However, right, one of them isn't really a Fifer anymore.
No,
and Laura, I'm sorry, it's not you. Right? It is not you. Because I could read the text. I was speaking to Robo about Cali the other night.
Yeah.
And I said he played well. He had a glorious chance to score. I said, how funny would it be if he scored at the weekend? And his words were, oh, I'd love it to jam up these Fife pricks.
Yeah.
And that was Robo. Love it. And there it is, eh? That's it right there. Somebody who's an absolute legend in Fife. And he gets it. He played at Dundee. He was a coach at Dundee. His kids playing at Dundee.
Yeah.
He's Dundee again. Yeah. Next season, can you imagine if Cali went to Fife?
Aye.
And he was watching that again? We'd be the Dundee pricks.
Yeah. Yeah. But he knows, that's what we're saying though. He knows what it's all about.
Yeah.
The likes of him, Smithy, John Haig, Dolan, all the boys, back in the day, they all ken what it meant. They can. It still means, it always should mean something. But they should be getting up in the morning and going, right, we're going to get stuck in about this lot tonight. And I'm like, all right, we'll see how it goes. Yeah,
it should be, again, before you would got on a Saturday morning or something, you'd be right on social media. Yeah. Game day, let's fucking give them it. Fife this, Fife that. And it's like, what's going to game tonight?
Yeah.
I know.
That's it.
Yeah. But and the next thing is followed up by, I've got a free ticket. Does anyone want to go? You would never get that before. It would be a case of,
And it's disappointing that an hour before face-off, you're still trying to get rid of that ticket.
Yeah. Out of the car park, just waving it about.
Yeah. But no, thank you very much for coming on, Laura. Much appreciated. Good to get as I said, our unwashed friends on this.
Yeah. Keep up the good work with your webcast, pal.
Yes.
Thanks,
yeah.
I'm trying.
A lot of good reviews for you on that.
Definitely.
So yeah. Maybe we'll get invited as a guest on the webcast.
Could you imagine us on the webcast?
I've only got 2 games to go without swearing. I'm trying to get to the finish line here, boys. I'm not going to waste it.
No, she's come on this with us. Tomorrow night she's going to be like, sorry.
And it's a goal for the Dundee pricks.
Callie fucking Robertson. But no, thanks for coming on. It's great to have get another fan's point of view as well. Have a bit of a laugh. And
you're doing a cracking job on this, guy. So credit to you. Is
cheers, pal.
All right.
It's for me and Lars. I think that's us for this week. Obviously, we're cutting it fine for time. This week, obviously, overrun just a little bit, but it's always good when you've got a guest. You overrun, you get a good conversation. So
you've just bottled on the quiz. That's all, isn't it? You've just bottled on the quiz.
Listen, we'll get it next week. See when we're speaking about our 4-point weekend, right? I'll get my at least 4 points.
Callie Robertson hat trick,
Hey, listen, you better watch out for me on Sunday if you're coming through, because if he scores a hat trick, my top's off.
I'm on ice. I'm telling you, I'm on the ice. I'm on the ice. I'm on the ice naked. If Robertson scores a hat trick, I'm on the ice naked.
Probably Robo's falling behind you,
But from myself and Larzo, thanks again. Thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you all again next week.
Catch you later.